Greetings, students. Welcome to Chapter 10, Keywords and Concepts about Emotion and Motivation. So we should probably start out by defining motivation. And motivation are the wants or needs that direct behavior towards a goal. And when we talk about motivations, there's several different kinds, right? So there's an intrinsic motivation, and that arises from internal factors. So let's say you have a personal goal to do something to learn a new sport, okay? Because you want to be more athletic. That would be an intrinsic motivation, as opposed to an extrinsic motivation, which means it's arising from an external factor. Many of you are in college for extrinsic reasons. You would like to get a job that will pay you more. So you went to college. That's an extrinsic motivation if you went to college to get a job with a better pay. If you went to college to expand your horizons and learn new things, that would be an intrinsic motivation. And then we talked about the difference between instinct and learning a little bit previously, but we kind of need to get into that again. Instinct is a species-specific pattern of behavior that is not learned, right? So for humans, a good human instinct that we all have is sucking, right? As a baby, you are going to need to suck in order to, survive. Otherwise, you're going to die because that's how we eat, right? So that is an instinct that applies to all humans everywhere, right? So when we talk about the drive theory of motivation, what does all this get to? The idea being that deviations from homeostasis, remember my favorite word, create physiological needs that we then have to go address. So when our stomach is empty, right, that's going to create a deviation from homeostasis that makes us hungry. So we're going to go do something about that. We're going to go find food, right? So that's the drive theory of motivation, that something is physically driving us to do things. And then finally on this slide, we have habit. And a habit is a pattern of behavior in which we regularly engage. So habits can be good, bad, or indifferent. A habit can be you walk to work every day. A habit can be a drug habit. There can be lots of advantages, disadvantages. This can go many different directions. Moving on, we're back to Abraham Maslow and his hierarchy of needs. So I pulled the delightful pyramid from your textbook. I tried to make it as big as I could so that we could look at it together. So the idea behind the hierarchy of needs is that once the needs at the bottom of the pyramid are satisfied, you can start working your way up to the higher order needs, right? So the most basic thing we need are physiological, right? We need food, we need water, we need shelter, we need warmth. These are the things we need if we're not going to die out in the wilderness, right? So those are physiological needs. Once those have been met, we have security needs. We want things like safety, right? You don't want to die driving to school. You want there to be road rules, that kind of thing. Employment, it's nice to have money. Assets, maybe a house, maybe a car, right? That's the next level up. The next level up from that are social. These are social needs, right? And that's having a family or friendship. This is intimacy. This is belonging. Our need for affiliation is in that social section there, smack in the middle. And we all need that. That's a very human need. Above that is esteem. So these are things like self-worth, being proud of yourself, accomplishment, doing things, confidence, all of that. And then at the very, very tippy top is self-actualization or inner fulfillment, right? So that's making the most out of what you were given in this world and doing all the things with it, right? So you are truly fulfilled as an individual. You feel your life has purpose and meaning, and you are happy with it, right? So those are the hierarchy of needs. I would pay attention to the highest one. All right, I'll see you in the next video.